Okay. So another thing that I would like to discuss with circles is the radians. You will learn about radians more in pre-calculus and in algebra too. But to introduce radian, what is a radian? Radian is the angle made when the radius is wrapped around the circle. What do you mean by wrap? When you wrap something, that means you cover it, right? Cover the whole entire angle. To explain it a little bit more, this is what we have. 1 radian is the angle made at the center of a circle by an arc whose length is equal to the radius. That means what they are saying, that means this is the angle. Let's say this is y degrees. No, let's take it as theta. Say this is theta. I didn't like the way I wrote. Let me rewrite it. Okay, theta. That means this is also radius. This is radius, right? But obvious from the center to the any point on the circle. And also this arc length, this is also equal to the radius. When this happens, then this is called 1 radian. That is what we are talking about in the general sense. So for your just for information, 1 radian is nothing but 180 degrees divided by pi, and that is approximately 57.2958 degrees. This is just the information. We don't need it in today's lesson, but just for your information. Okay, what is the most important thing that we are looking for in this video is how to convert degrees into radians and the radians into degrees. My take on this is very simple. When you want, your want is degrees, then get rid of radian, right? When you want radian, get rid of degrees. As simple as that. That is what they have explained in these formulas. Let's understand these. Degrees to radians. That means my priority is to get into radians. When we need radians, we need to get rid of degrees. So what they did, they introduced radians and then they divided by degrees. Now, one important thing is why the question is why they have mentioned 2 pi. They have mentioned 2 pi because the circle, the whole entire circle is nothing but 2 pi. So 2 pi is in the radians form and 360 degrees is in the degree form. I need to introduce radians, so they multiplied by 2 pi and get rid of the degrees. That is why they divided by 360 degrees. And if you write 2 pi over 360, it can be simplified as pi over 180 degrees. So these are the same thing, but just the equivalent ratios. The same thing goes with radians to degrees. That means, what is the priority here? I want to decrease now. To get degrees, what we want? Get rid of radian. How? Divide by 2 pi and introduce degrees by multiplying by degrees. Okay? Let's solve for 2 questions and then I will give you 2 questions to solve for yourself. Okay, so we have 2 questions here. Okay, let's move a little bit down. Okay. So let's take A. Converting degrees and radian measures. The first one, they want convert 45 degrees to radians. So here my want is radian. When the want is radian, then get rid of degree. I can say 45 degrees. I want radians, right? So I will introduce radian. Radian is 2 pi. And I will get rid of degrees by dividing by 360 degrees. Simplify it further and you will get pi 4 radians. That is how you will write answers in radians. One more thing, don't write pi as 3.14 for radians. No, just leave it as radian. Leave it as pi only, right? Just keep that thing in mind. Let's try one more. In this case, question number B, they want you to convert radians to degrees. So our priority is degrees. When priority is degrees, get rid of radian. 3 pi over 2 is what we have. I want everything to be degrees. I will introduce degrees and then get rid of pi by dividing by 2. Get rid of radians by dividing by 2 pi. Simplify it and I will get as 270 degrees as my answer. See, simple. I told you. Now I want you to try these two questions on your own. And once you get the answer, do write down in the comments. Right? Happy chat.